Hey everybody, welcome back to React TCG, where we open up a pack of videos and react to what's inside. We've got another 5 death battles coming up. But before we get into that, I just want to say, anyone who has watched episode 18 or episode 19, there are some audio issues. Um, I've done some research. I'm not going to re-record them because it would take a while, and then I'd have to re-upload them. They wouldn't get as many views, even though they've barely gotten any views as of yet. But yeah, just giving people a heads up. Um, I believe what was happening was that the mic was picking up the audio from the videos. I have a very basic setup, as I'm sure most of you have already managed to guess. Um, I uh, I just have a laptop with a built-in mic and a recording, you know, program or whatever installed. Um, I've now got the audio going through my headphones. I've got that all figured out, so we shouldn't have that problem anymore. Um, yeah, so that being said, let's get into this. We've got Mob versus Tatsumaki up first. Mob Psycho 100 versus One Punch Man. I've never seen Mob Psycho 100, so I don't know anything about Mob. It's on my list of stuff to see. Um, I've seen some like clips and stuff. It looks pretty cool. I have never gotten around to actually watching it. Um, that being said, I have seen seasons 1 and 2 of One Punch Man. I've heard season 3 is not good. I haven't watched it, so I wouldn't know. I've heard there's like animation problems and stuff like that. But I have read a bit into the Monster Association arc by reading the manga. So, um, they, I, if they bring up some of that stuff, I will know some of that stuff. So yeah, my vote's gonna go for Tatsumaki since I don't know anything about Mob Psycho, and not only that, but Tatsumaki is my favorite One Punch Man character, and I'm sure people, are gonna say that I'm a simp or whatever for that option, but that's not why I picked her as my favorite character. Her powers are cool. What she does in the Monster Association arc is badass as fuck, and like just her attitude. If she can get that brattiness under control and realize she's not the best at everything, then I think she could become a proper hero instead of just someone who's after the rank or whatever. I'm not sure what her motivation is, other than, Blast showing up and being like, don't expect people to save you. Anyways, let's get into this.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored by 23andMe. It's that time of the year again. Everybody likes a personalized gift, and what's more personal than your DNA?
Wiz, don't make it weird. 23andMe is an easy and awesome way to learn about your ancestry and health.
We're gonna skip over the rest of this. It's just an ad. Just a regular ad. The joke was kind of funny at the beginning there. Again, what's more personal than your DNA? Don't make it weird, Wiz. Anyway,
There are plenty of talented people in the world, but even then, only a select few have the honor of being called talented.
hold on, it feels like it's lagging a bit.
There are plenty of talented people in the world, but even then, only a select few.
Yeah, why is it? My video's lagging. What the fuck is going on?
There are plenty of talented people in the world, but even then, only a select few have the honor of being called prodigy.
But being a prodigy can get to one's head. Or one's head, if you know what I'm saying. Cause the guy who...
Oh yeah, I forgot they're made by the same person. That's kind of neat. I don't think Death Battle's done that before. But I don't know why that one spot kept lagging. It seems to be a part like programmed into the video. It doesn't seem to be anything that I'm doing.
Made both these characters is called one? So, yeah.
Mob, the reluctant psychic powerhouse from Mob Psycho 100.
And Tatsumaki, the fearless, ferocious Esper from One Punch Man. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. As a citizen of Seasoning City, you would probably be familiar with the local criminal group Claw.
Wait, Seasoning City? What the fuck? This isn't a cooking show, from what I've seen. So what the fuck is that about?
Maybe even the famous sex symbol and so-called greatest psychic of the century, Reagan.
But you probably wouldn't think twice about this plain-looking boy with a bowl cut, Shigeo Kageyama.
Long story short, he's a
Real name Shigeo Kageyama, 5'1", 98 pounds, 14 years old, also known as Mob and White Tea Poison. Attends Salt Middle School. Like, what's with this fucking seasoning salt bullshit? Like, what the fuck? Member of the Body Improvement Club. His favorite food is takoyaki, milk, and ramen. And his favorite hobby is watching the sky.
pretty unremarkable student of Salt Middle School. He's the kid you picked last for dodgeball. He's just sort of there, taking up space and stealing your air.
The kanji in his name can even be misread as Mob, which means bland.
I mean, I can kind of feel him, like, the situation. I don't know if I was that bad, but I did not like sports at all. Uh, Growing up and stuff. In school, I was the kid that, like, if you're playing sports and trying to pick teams, either I'm picked last or I'm over in the corner reading like a book or playing fucking Yu-Gi-Oh against the other kids. Um, there was only one. Well, okay, I guess to specify, there was only one instance, well, sport instance where I was like on a team that I can remember. I was like, oh man, that was pretty good, and everyone was like congratulating me, even though I didn't feel like I did anything. Um, I was pretty good at one-on-one basketball, but for sports, team sports, we were playing inside hockey, like gym hockey or whatever, like you do in gym class, and I got put as goalie somehow. Somebody did this crazy shot from like halfway across the gym or like the other side of the gym or some crazy shit like that. And the puck came flying. And I'll be the first one to admit I do not like sports partly because of that reason. When the stuff comes flying at me, instead of being like, all right, I gotta block it, my reaction is like, oh shit, it's coming for me. Like, what the fuck? So I managed to jump in front of it. But I wasn't looking at the puck or where I was going. I just saw it was headed in that direction, sort of flung myself in that direction of the net. I didn't feel the puck hit me. I didn't feel like I stopped it. I thought I missed it. I'm like, oh crap, I suck at this. People are gonna start bitching that like their goalie sucks at the end of class. They're gonna be like, that I'm the reason they lost. They're all looking around for the puck though. And people are checking inside the net, they're checking around, they're like, I don't know where it went. I look down and I'm like beating myself up in my head. In the leg of my pad or whatever, the puck was sitting like pinned up against my leg. So like I had stopped it and caught it in there somehow, and everyone like kind of laughed and was congratulating me, and like it's like I didn't do anything. I just kind of fucking jumped in front of the puck, man. Anyway, but enough about my pathetic, sports career.
And stealing your air.
The kanji in his name can even be misread as Mob, which means bland and boring.
Naturally, everybody calls him that.
So you might
Of
be
course.
surprised to learn that he accidentally took over a local gang, unintentionally founded his own cult, and is an incredibly powerful psychic warrior.
Don't get it mixed up. This isn't your typical superhero secret identity shenanigans. Bob doesn't really give a shit about any of these things. He's just out there trying to fit in by joining the Body Improvement Club, which
Bro.
he sucks horribly at. Oh, come on, man. Running's not
Okay, I was never that bad.
that that hard. Take it from me, and I've got a shotgun for a leg.
Still, when his life is in danger or his friends need
There's the
protecting,
anime
Mob's
shit.
psychic ability manifests as something truly phenomenal.
He's mega powerful. He might not be able to run a mile without fainting, but he totally can if he boosts his body psychically. He can fly through the air, fling objects all over the place, throw psychic energy attacks, lift giant buildings, cause city-spanning earthquakes, whip up huge twisters, and more.
He's not just an offensive powerhouse.
Telekinesis and flight, energy absorption, energy transference, spiritual awareness, astral projection, chlorokinesis. The fuck is chlorokinesis? Energy barriers, mind control, resistance. Oh, plant manipulation. Okay.
He can mold his psychic energy around his body as a shield. While this isn't an uncommon technique in Mob's world, it's incredibly useful for him in particular, as he's one of the few psychics who can actually attack and defend simultaneously.
Like when he was fighting a bunch of evil spirits all at once. Oh, talk about weird looking. Wiz, you sure he's not just like tripping balls or something?
No, but you're kind of on the right track. These psychic powers are directly linked to emotions. The more sad, angry, rejected, and so on that you feel, the more powerful your psychic abilities become.
Hey, Wiz, punch me.
What?
Punch me! I need.
Don't question him, man. He's giving you a free punch. Just do it. I'm sure you've been annoyed at this guy like halfway, like most of the fucking time you guys are working together. Just hit him.
Psychic abilities become.
Hey, Wiz, punch me.
What?
Punch me! I need to get
Fucking
really
hit him.
angry so I can do psychic stuff.
Really?
My grand can hit harder than you.
Bro.
Wow! You think it'll work if I'm just so embarrassed
You have a
about
robot
having a
arm.
friend like you?
There you go.
Wow.
Regardless, the fact that Mob's psychic powers are drawn from his emotions is a conundrum in and of itself. See, when Mob was a child, an attempt to use his powers wound up injuring his younger brother. This tragedy would scar Mob forever, terrifying him of his own ability. As a result, he suppressed his emotions for years.
That's
But
fair.
just like a needy ex, they'd still boil up in bad situations. Us readers got to see them rise with a handy percentage counter. When it hits 100%, Mob goes all out like a Super Saiyan. He can even absorb psychic energy while in 100.
100% rage. Mob becomes a serious fighter. 100% animosity. Mob loses self-control and becomes somewhat violent. 100% gratitude. Mob transfers powers with 1,000% increase. 100% sadness. Mob cries a lot. Bro. That's not a superpower. 100% kindness. Mob creates much stronger barriers in order to protect others. That's pretty good.
Mode.
But that's not Mob's limit. Far from it. Suppressing his powers had an unprecedented effect on his
100% courage. Mob becomes more heroic and extremely powerful. 100% obsession. Mob goes on a single-minded rampage. 100% ecstasy. That I don't like how that sounds. Mob becomes hysterical and erratic. Question mark, question mark, question mark, percentage form. Mob gains full access to his inner power, improves his range of energy absorption, greatly heightens his power, and acts semi-subconsciously.
psyche. His power became an entity of its own within Mob's mind, representative of his repressed self.
And when things get real bad, it takes over his body in a blind rage. Or blind sadness, whatever he's feeling at the time.
In this unmeasurable state, Mob's true prowess is revealed, and it's extraordinary. His sheer psychic aptitude increases at an alarming rate, including his absorption ability.
My powers are being sucked in by Kageyama. All of the energy in the atmosphere. Are you telling me his vessel is able to handle this much?
And while he is often unconscious while
Let's see. Once caught a bolt of lightning, flew 20 kilometers in mere seconds, transferred a city-busting blast into broccoli, absorbed a charged bomb from from Tochiro and Shu. I don't know how to pronounce those names. Caused a magnitude level 9 earthquake, destroyed Momagi's mental mindscape, defeated Tochiro Suzuki, Teru, Serizawa, and Dimple.
His inner self takes over, his questionable state will continue trying to achieve whatever his most recent objective may be, whether that's taking on the criminal organization Claw or confessing how he feels to his crush.
Alright, I get it. The guy's super strong.
Bro.
So let's figure out just
Look at
Confessing how
this.
he
Imagine getting flowers from this fucking dude.
feels to his crush.
Alright, I get it. The guy's super strong. So let's figure out just how much psychic power he's got bottled up. Check this out. While smashing this ugly joke through a building, he went from 0 to kick-ass so fast, he caught fire.
Taking this feat literally, to get this result he would have to be reaching an ablation speed over 5 times the speed of sound.
Fast, but not as fast as a bolt of lightning, which he was quick enough to catch with his shield.
That's not all. In his duel with Claw's boss, Toichiro, Mob took this huge crushing hit, scaling this massive handprint crater to a nearby building, that one, and applying the resulting fragmentation of rock. We found Mob survived an attack worth over 80 tons of TNT.
Nah, that's small time for Shiggy. In the same fight, he psycho lifted hundreds of buildings into the air. Look at that thing! Suddenly, I have an unshakable urge to go play Katamari Damacy.
Bro.
Somehow, these things will make some stars.
Yep.
Not only is that millions of tons of stone and concrete, but simply creating this orb pushed away the clouds.
Okay, I know what you're thinking. Guys, that's not impressive. Clouds are just fluffy balls of cotton candy.
Bro, no. No, they are not. It takes a lot to move a cloud. Do not believe anyone who tells you differently. Like, straight up, man. Sorry, just adjusting something real quick. That should be good enough. So I'm messing with audio stuff. I don't want the video to be too quiet, but I don't want my voice to be overpowered by the video if I talk, stuff like that. You know, so let me know how it sounds.
Now I hear you. I thought so too. But turns out that's not true at all. Unfortunately, to move clouds in real life, you need a frickin' hydrogen bomb.
So it's quite impressive when on another occasion, Mob gathered all these clouds himself. By measuring the area and multiplying by average cloud density, this feat comes out to around 30 gigatons of TNT.
20 times the combined destructive capabilities of all the nuclear warheads in the world.
Granted, Mob isn't all powerful. For example, once
It should be noted that Mob did destroy an illusionary mental world created by Keiji Momagi. It is unclear if this transfers to Mob's capability in the real world, however, where he has never displayed such destructive power. Okay.
while absorbing an explosive attack, he reached a definitive limit, though he compensated by redirecting all that psychic energy into some broccoli seeds, with interesting results.
Oh
Bro.
man, it's gonna be hard to hide that one under the table.
In time, Mob eventually reconnected with his repressed self, fully accepting his past and his powers.
So look out, he may look like a total dork, but this is one middle schooler you don't want to try stealing lunch money from.
Can you feel it? Rage burning in me.
In a world filled with monsters and villains which threaten the survival of humanity on a daily basis, it's a stroke of luck that mankind has its fair share of saviors in the form of superheroes.
Hell
And
yeah.
some of these heroes are so powerful they can crush all the baddies without even laying a finger on them.
These are espers, superhumans who possess powerful psychic abilities.
And one of them is a girl named Tatsumaki. What the? Is that real? Why did she have cinnamon rolls stuck on her face?
Well, let's just say one is more well known for his excellent storytelling than, say, his art. Regardless, Tatsumaki's psychic
Superhero name, Tornado of Terror. Height, 4'6". Weight is not available, 28 years old. Currently S-Class Hero, rank number 2. Obsessed with candy apples, is often mistaken as a sassy lost child, and favorite hobby is being a brat.
abilities were extraordinary, even at a young age. So much so, she was taken from her family to be detained and studied at a research facility. She was 7 years old.
So, not the best childhood, obviously. Lucky for her, she got out thanks to a surprise rescue by the hero called Blast. Who blasts things, I guess? No one really knows.
Either way, Blast's rescue changed Tatsumaki's life forever, and he left her with one very important lesson. When the time comes, don't expect someone to save you.
That's kinda harsh. He is supposed to be a superhero, right?
Whether it be she was inspired by his heroism or torn by his contradiction, Tatsumaki decided to take up hero work for herself. Thus, she took up the mantle, Tornado of Terror.
Yeah, I know
AKA Terrible Tornado.
what you're thinking. Doesn't that sound more like a supervillain name? And you might mistake
Kinda.
her for one too, cause she's kind of a brat.
Well, she is the best at what she does, and she knows it. So she often seems arrogant and rude. With her psychokinesis, she often floats above her opponents, looking down on them literally and figuratively.
Her favorite thing to do is throw rocks at people. Big rocks, small rocks, rocks from outer space, doesn't matter. If it's vaguely rock-shaped, it's flying at you. But she doesn't discriminate. She's also fine throwing other things like trains, schools, people, even a giant octopus.
Not only that, but she can alter the direction of gravity, create town-spanning barriers, twist up a human body, cause magnitude 8 level earthquakes, and spin up enormous whirlwinds.
Fubuki once created an earthquake that measured as a 6 Shindo in the Japan Meteorological Agency seismic intensity scale. God damn, that's a fucking mouthful. 6 Shindo roughly equals a magnitude level 8 earthquake. Later quakes created by Tatsumaki were measured to be much higher in power output than this. Alright.
Fitting for her namesake.
And that's not even half of it. She's the most powerful Esper of them all, even better than her older sister, Fubuki.
Actually,
Younger
that's her
sister.
younger sister.
Yeah.
Wait, what? Man, anime's real confusing.
But given her
Yeah. Anime is the only thing weirder and more confusing than comic books, bro.
past, even with her sister beside her, Tatsumaki has some serious trust issues.
She doesn't even want Fubuki to have friends. Chill out, lady. Friends are
Yeah.
important. Right, Wiz?
Sorry, what?
Oh.
Oh.
Well, he had his chance.
Anyway, manipulating objects and organisms is
What a
only part
dick.
of her skill set. Tatsumaki's power truly shines when it comes to precision.
Oh yeah, she's so talented, she can use her crazy mind power to have full control over television!
Yeah,
Bro.
sure, but that's not really what I had in mind.
Change! Change!
Well, Tatsumaki has some level of control over a person's chi, or as it's known in traditional Chinese culture, vital life force. If she can overpower her opponent, she can use their own chi to disable or even kill them.
I did it! I'm psychic!
Again,
Bro pulled out the remote and changed the channel to make him think he did it. That's hilarious.
against other espers, she can spiral her own energy to redirect.
In the world of One Punch Man, it generally takes a combination of physical superiority and extreme mental willpower to successfully counter an Esper's ability. Alright.
theirs, and even suppress their powers in an instant.
Yeah, Lady Tornado can block their psychicness whenever she wants, so long as they're a weaker Esper than her, which basically means everyone. One Punch Man meet the One Thought Woman. Seriously, this
Psychokinesis, flight, energy barriers, gravity manipulation, technomancy, Fubuki's Hellstorm, psychic binding, chi disruption.
chick is so powerful she pulled a meteor from outer space.
Well, while that move is pretty well known, it technically is not canon.
Yeah, technically, no, she didn't actually launch a meteor. She, like, threw a boulder or something at him, and he, like, imagined or had a flashback or something to the meteor that wiped out him and his fucking, or not wiped out him, but wiped out his species or whatever. So she didn't actually pull a rock from space. She probably could, right? I don't see why she couldn't, but no, she just originally threw a boulder at him with such force it killed his ass.
And into the original source material. However, that doesn't mean it's off the table. As it turns out, her other accomplishments prove she's more than powerful enough to pull it off.
Just look at her lifting up this, What am I looking at here?
What
Good
the fuck is
question.
that?
Thankfully, one was kind enough to include these lovely labels
Oh, of
identifying
course.
Z-City and an underground hideout. Now, Tatsumaki is psychokinetically lifting the entire hideout, which was previously stated to reach over 1,500 meters deep. As for the city, the world of One Punch Man is based on real-life locations in Tokyo. So at
Yeah.
the very least, we could compare Z-City to a smaller district like Ginza, which consists of about 215 acres. With the size of an average building in that district in mind, and thus scaling the building to the hideout and then to Ginza, we found that Tatsumaki must be lifting over 3 billion tons of rock.
That's like lifting the entire Great Wall of China.
Killed 10,000 foes simultaneously. Flew over Mach 35 speeds. Caused a magnitude level 9 earthquake. Compressed 100 Eyes Octopus into nothing. Redirected Boros' bullet hailstorm. Survived 300 times Earth's gravity. And has defeated Genos, the Ancient King, and Black Sperm. Okay, you can't just put his name up on some text and then not explain anything about who he is or what the fuck that means. First of all, I'm sure some of you already have your minds in the gutters. Get them the fuck out of there, okay? He is a monster. His name is Black Sperm because he unfortunately kind of looks like one, but also because he is black and he multiplies a lot like sperm. It's fucking stupid. It's a dumb joke. Alright, but she beat that guy. Somebody who can multiply like millions or billions of times. Just keep that in mind.
62 times! More than powerful enough to pull a meteor from the sky.
When the alien invader Boros attacked City A with a hailstorm of giant bullets, she was fast enough to stop them in mid-air and turn them back on the enemy ship. Scaling these bullets to the height of a human and gauging by the amount of damage they could cause, the bullets must have been moving 1,800 times faster than sound.
She's tough enough to survive an attack that's 300 times the Earth's gravity, which probably explains why she could push through crazy G-forces while flying and fighting against the One Punch Man himself, Saitama.
By looking at the distance they flew in such a short time frame, they were likely moving more than 36 times the speed of sound.
Which is awesome, but she still didn't win the fight.
It was actually a rather humbling experience for her, finally realizing that perhaps she isn't the most powerful person alive.
I mean, all espers have limits, including Tatsumaki. Their psychic power drains them of energy, so they can get worn out to a point where they can't do their psycho magic for a while.
Also, she generally
Makes
has to
sense.
focus exclusively on either offense or defense. So when she's on the attack, her guard is lowered, something a skilled enough opponent can certainly take advantage of. Also, should an esper like Tatsumaki suffer a serious head injury, their powers become more difficult to use.
So maybe she's not quite the unstoppable goddess she thought she was. And after getting that memo, she finally loosened up a bit. She even let her sis hang out with her friends instead of throwing them into a wall or something. Aw.
Yet, at the end of the day, the idea that anyone could even hope to match the Tornado of Terror's pure psychic power seems laughable.
You disgust me. Get lost.
What's with the attitude from this lost child?
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Went first, Blue Apron? Yeah, Blue Apron. Time for a mental death battle.
Oh, I'm lost.
What are you doing, dummy? Get out of here.
Can you help me? Do you go to the middle school here?
Oh,
School? Know
should
your
not have
place.
said that.
You shouldn't use your
62%.
powers on others.
You think you're impressive? I'll crush you in 5 seconds flat.
75. 81. Bro, she's going crazy. Damn. 100%? Yeah, there we go. Now it's time for the real fight to start.
time to teach you a lesson.
You'll die trying.
What?
By the way,
Bro, I'm sorry, hold on. Bro literally has her face down, ass up in the fucking pavement. Are you kidding me? Come on, they knew what they were doing by putting her in that pose. What the fuck, guys?
What?
by the way, just so you know. This is your fault.
That was a cold line. That's a cold ass line. Oh. Fucking fight back. There we go. Get his ass. Oh shit.
How easy.
Yeah, no. Oh yeah, there we oh shit. Question mark percentage.
You think you're a big shot? Try this!
Uh-oh, she's losing her cool. Oh. Oh. Oh shit. Oh. Give her another fucking 10-piece combo. Damn. Oh. Oh. Oh.
You should pay more attention.
Stop showing that.
Nobody beats me.
Cool, now go to the hospital. Like, you did not heal. You just put everything back in place. Ugh, God. Sorry, I don't normally freak out about stuff like this, but like, God, I hate stuff like that. The crunching and like right in my ear from the headphones and watching the arm twist like that. Ugh, no. Oh, I fucking hate stuff like that, man. Fucking, give me what fucking Shredder did to Silver Samurai any day. Or what fucking Scrooge McDuck did to fucking Shovel Knight. Like, those were brutal, but they were brutal in like, oh shit, like, that was awesome sort of way. That was just, ugh.
Whoa, that was crazy! I thought for sure Mob would win with his sucking power.
This was an incredibly close match. Honestly, if we were to run through this fight 100 more times, Mob could reasonably win 40 or so of them.
But we're not here to find out who wins 40% of the time. Mob had tons of awesome abilities, which gave Tatsumaki a hard time, but she still had the stuff to pull off a win more times than not.
Right, first of all, Tatsumaki had a notable advantage when it came to training and experience.
She's a top-ranked superhero who was trained from 7 years old, fighting a middle schooler who never wanted to use his powers in the first place.
She was faster too, given her reaction against Boros' bullets moving over 617,000 meters per second.
Sure, Mob reacted to friggin' lightning, but believe it or not, that's still technically slower.
See, a lightning bolt technically has two different speeds to consider. First for the slower liter of ionized air going down, and second for the faster flash going up. Given that Mob was reacting to a projectile moving down towards him, this can only mean he was reacting to the liter, which moves 98,000 meters per second, more than 6 times slower than Tatsumaki.
So, even though Mob had the edge of being
Bob has never used his astral projection for possession, and it is unlikely that his spirit could persist after death. Also, while Tatsumaki has never encountered spirits before, it is established in Mob Psycho 100 that an Esper's barriers can repel them. Given her immense psychic power, it's extremely unlikely Mob Spirit could affect her in any meaningful way. Alright.
able to attack and defend at the same time, Tatsumaki was a lot quicker than him, so she could switch between attacking and defending fast enough to counter Mob whenever she really needed to.
Yeah.
Still, that alone doesn't mean Mob couldn't have eventually scored a fatal blow. All of this would mean nothing if Tatsumaki couldn't overpower Mob's absorbing shield.
His
Right.
awesome power of suck!
Right, we know Mob's sucking shield had a limit given how he was forced to transfer absorbed energy.
Mob's percentage form is most likely possesses a much higher limit than its 100% form. However, just like with his 100% form, the question mark percentage form's absorption should not surpass its own power output, which is still much less than what Tatsumaki is capable of.
Energy into those seeds, growing a massive head of broccoli in an instant. We can actually use this broccoli to get a general idea of Mob's absorbing limits. Broccoli typically requires 143 kilojoules of energy to grow 1/10 of a kilogram's worth. Scaling this giant one to the nearby buildings, we found it to be 21 million times larger than the average broccoli. This means Mob
Damn.
must have transferred enough energy to equate to about 1.6 megatons of TNT.
Yeah, but
Goddamn.
how about the energy Tatsumaki used to stop and redirect those giant bullets? Those things are huge, solid shells with no explosive component, given how Saitama...
Alright, hold on. Can we just talk about how they just used a piece of broccoli to figure out power scaling? That's some crazy bullshit, man. That's fucking crazy.
Those things are huge, solid shells with no explosive component, given how Saitama here was able to crush one without triggering a big kaboom. And they could
Right.
wipe out a whole city.
In the game, there's a Mob Psycho game. Maybe I'll have to check that out. In the game Mob Psycho 100 Psychic Battle, Mob created a blast that was visible from outer space. Mob has never displayed this level of power in the main series, however, which is our primary source material. If it were included, it's unclear if it would even change the verdict.
We're shown that the shells destroyed most of City A in one shot, and we can see how much damage they dealt to Boros' ship when Tatsumaki turned them around. With this data in mind, the height of Boros' ship, and the already calculated bullet speed, we determined the energy she displayed here must have equaled at least 470 gigatons of TNT.
Way more than Mob's big cloud feet, and more than enough to shatter his shield all at once. Tatsumaki was just too damn powerful. And it's not like Mob could absorb giant rocks thrown at him either.
Certainly, Mob's unique powers were generally passive and defensive, whereas Tatsumaki's were better.
It is important to emphasize that Tatsuki's, I think they meant to put Tatsumaki and they mistyped. It's important to emphasize that Tatsumaki's psychic power is so much greater than Mob's that she could overpower his own defenses at any point in time.
Suited to precision strikes and deadly blows. Once Mob's barrier was down, she had plenty of options for wrapping things up, whether it be blocking his psychic power, controlling his chi, or simply crushing him herself.
And her powers weren't dependent on her feelings, so she was always at full strength, no matter what the situation was.
Mob certainly had the skill and ability to put up an incredibly close fight, but Tatsumaki's experience, speed, and power put an end to this prodigious battle.
She just had the experience she needed.
The winner is Tatsumaki.
You know what? I'm sorry if the audio's all over the place with this one. I'm sorry. I'm testing different things out. I am just gonna set it back to how I had it before, though. Like at the beginning of the video. It should be here. Yeah. Anyway, up next we have, oh nice, a mental death battle followed by a physical death battle. We got All Might versus Might Guy. My Hero Academia versus Naruto. My first thing was to go for Might Guy. That was my first instinct, and that makes sense to me because he fought Madara, right? But death battles, one of their rules is that they take the fighter in their prime, like at the best of the best. So, I don't think we've ever seen All Might in his prime, is the thing. Like, we've seen what he can do against All For One with the United States of Smash, but that was after giving Deku's power, which weakened him even more than he already was after getting an injury from All For One in their first fight. So, I don't know. They'll probably have to do some speculating and some power scaling or some shit to try and figure out his full strength. But because of that, I don't know who would win this fight. I'm on the fence with this one. I don't know. I guess we'll just have to see how this one plays out because I don't know who to pick. What's this shit?
Happy holidays from Rooster Teeth! Go to the Rooster Teeth store!
Alright, the plug for the shop, I think was a little unnecessary, but the Happy Holidays thing, that's nice. 2019. Man, things were simpler back then, huh, everybody?
Let's be real. Superheroes with super strength are like rabbits. They're everywhere.
But when a hero
Facts.
uses that strength to inspire others, they truly stand out from the crowd.
Like All Might,
Not
the
really,
symbol
but sure.
of peace from My Hero Academia.
And Might Guy, master of ninja combat and bushy brows, from Naruto.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Imagine a world where superpowers are common, so-called quirks, which can be trained at distinguished academies in hopes of becoming a superhero.
I know what you're thinking. If everyone's got a power, then no one is super, right? Except most quirks are really lame, like a balloon
Facts.
face or stretchy eyeballs.
Oh, what the hell?
Ew.
Even then, there are some unlucky few who don't have any
Balls. Ew.
Even then, there are some unlucky few who don't have any quirk at all. You may already know one of these quirkless, Izuku Midoriya. But before him, there came another, one who would change the world. His name is Toshinori Yagi.
Toshinori wasn't a pushover, though. Even without a superpower, he wanted to become the symbol of peace. And thanks to pro hero Nana Shimura, he found a way.
Shimura's quirk had the unique ability to be directly passed on to a new user, and she saw something special in Toshinori. And so, he became the next bearer of One for All.
An ultra-powerful quirk that let him become that symbol of peace with a never-ending smile on his face. All
Yep.
Might!
And here.
Now a truly remarkable hero, All Might quickly
Real name? Toshinori Yagi. 49 years old? Really? Thought he was younger than that. Alright. 7'2", 562 pounds. Goddamn, this dude is stacked. Former #1 pro hero. Instructor at UA High. Studied in both Japan and the US, and was trained by Nana Shimura and Shimura and Gran Torino.
rose through the local rankings. But fame wasn't the reward he sought. He legitimately just wanted to help people.
Yeah, just look at that big old grin. That's not just for show. He keeps his smile up to make sure the people around him feel safe. And with his powers, why wouldn't they?
All Might can punch with enough force to change the weather, even creating a massive storm once.
It's raining.
Holy crap. He changed the weather.
He
Yeah.
can jump so high, people mistake him for flying. You might say they're taking a flying leap in logic.
But a
I just want to point out with the cloud thing since they didn't say anything. You know, they just mentioned last episode how much energy it takes to move clouds. This dude moved them in Rio and fucking created a rainstorm.
along with super strength, One for All includes powers like improved durability, stamina, and speed.
All Might has no problem taking huge hits and fighting villainy in the blink of an eye.
And thanks to his training at UA High School, All Might molded his quirk into an incredible fighting style.
With moves named after the United States? I thought this
Yeah.
dude was Japanese.
He
Well,
is.
it's likely a nod to how the US essentially created the modern superhero, like Superman. America's got a sort of superhero monopoly going on.
Yeah.
If I had a quirk like that, I'd name my moves after food. California roll!
Oh shit.
Oh my god, it worked!
Going for two. Lobster roll!
Why look?
Oh, goddamn. Got his ass.
Anyway, there's a ton.
Wait, was I calling the villain One for All, or was I calling him All for One? I I do this so often when I talk about them. Accidentally swap the words around. Let me know in the comments if I was being a dumbass earlier when I was talking about him at the beginning of this segment or whatever. Stockpile's power, greatly increased physique, smash techniques. There had to have been a better way to put that. I mean, come on, phrasing, guys. California Smash, Carolina Smash, Detroit Smash, Missouri Smash, Nebraska Smash, New Hampshire Smash, Oklahoma Smash, Texas Smash, and of course, the United States of Smash.
Of different smashes in All Might's arsenal, covering all sorts of states and cities, from Nebraska to Detroit to the Carolinas.
And most of their names actually do describe their results to a certain extent. For example, his Texas and Oklahoma smashes both create variations of tornadoes.
And those two states are smack dab in the crossfire of real-life Tornado Alley. Coincidence? Probably not.
Of course, many of his attacks create targeted gusts of wind, but every smash does have its own unique form of delivery, such as how the Missouri smash is a karate chop, and the New Hampshire smash is a reverse attack meant to send All Might rocketing through the air.
Oh,
But he's got
I
one
remember that.
mega-sized move that goes beyond all that, or as he calls it, Plus Ultra, the United States of Smash!
Oh. They had to cut that a little bit. You can tell because it just sort of jolts. I'm sure that's how my video is now, too. The last episode I just did, I think. With Aang and, with Aang versus Edward Elric. At the beginning there, some of the Avatar stuff, I couldn't post a video if I didn't get rid of it. Like, it wouldn't be visible to anyone but me. But I put a comment on that, and I put it in the description. So you've got a heads up. Now you've got another one.
Yes, I'm proud to be an American. At least I know I'm free. Oh, God, I love that move.
But he's Japanese.
Yep.
America! God, United States of motherfucking smash, yeah!
To determine the power of this epic blow,
Fucking
let's find
boomstick.
the volume of the resulting whirlwind by comparing its size to the nearby buildings. Applying the standard height of 3 meters per floor, the whirlwind appears to be at least 2,200 meters tall, giving it a volume of over 10 billion cubic meters. To create a tornado that large, All Might's strike must have equaled a force of over 11,000 tons of TNT.
That's insane!
Oh, shit.
He's got the power of an atomic bomb in his bare fist!
He's also
Bro.
fast enough to run down this stairway in less than half
Bam.
a second. A feat which, given the distance measured, means he can move 29 times faster than sound.
He's
Not
in
bad.
the same league as the supervillain.
Cause a storm with a single punch. Punch Nomu 300 times in only 10 seconds. Damn, bro. That's like, what, 30 punches a second? That's crazy. Ran 5,000 meters in 30 seconds. Took Bakugo's Gauntless Blast point blank. Yeah, just tanked that shit. Survived being punched through an entire city. Overpowered a shock absorption quirk that was meant to be his counter. And has defeated Nomu, Wolfram, and All for One.
Gigantomachia, who blew up a mountain, and he punched this Nomu guy so hard he pulled a team rocket. Looks like Nomu's blasting off again.
With so much power, All Might remain the number
Well, All Might never fought Gigantomachia. He has defeated All for One, whose power is so great Gigantomachia reveres him as his master. Reveres him? Reveres him as his master? I think that's how you pronounce that.
one hero for years. Unfortunately, success doesn't last forever.
Yeah, he got into a
Yeah.
fight that was a bit bigger than even he could handle, and
Gross.
got injured pretty bad.
So bad, in fact, it became difficult for him to use his powers, and drastically limited his full strength.
But hey, don't worry, for Death Battle, we look at each character's peak performance across their whole life.
Right.
Yeah, see, this is what I was talking about. So, like, they gotta figure out what his peak was before he got that injury.
When fighting Nomu, All Might claimed that what he pulled off in 300 punches, he could have previously done with just 5.
Back in my heyday,
Was he being
5
serious,
hits would've
though?
been enough to knock that guy out. But today it took more than 300 mighty blows.
Are we sure he wasn't just...
this means All Might at his best was
300 mighty...
Are we sure he was talking literally, though? Like, are we sure he wasn't just doing the classic hero thing and being like, I'm the best? But, you know, whatever. Guess we'll take him at his word.
blows.
Taken literally, this means All Might at his best was 60 times more powerful.
But even as a crippled old man, he held on to the #1 spot for a long time. Not
Yeah.
because he was taking out more bad guys than the competition, but because he was just so goddamn heroic.
At least until he could find a new successor with a smile on his face. A shining example of what it means to be a true hero, just like himself.
Zoku Midoriya. Oh, they had to cut that shit, too.
In Konohagakure, the village hidden in the leaves, ninja train to use the mysterious arts of ninjutsu and genjutsu.
It's basically ninja magic. Everything
Yeah.
from shooting fireballs to messing with your brain.
But some ninja just aren't suited to these difficult techniques. During young Rock Lee's time at the academy, he feared his lacking in these arts meant he would never accomplish his dream of becoming a ninja.
And then
Poor
he met
Rock.
the one, the only, the bushy Might Guy.
Hey, what's shaking? How you doing, everybody? Life treating
This
you good?
fucking guy.
Guy is one of the most respected and powerful ninja among the Hidden Leaf, but he certainly didn't start out that way.
Yeah, he and
Facts.
his dad could never
Real name, Maito Guy. Age 35, 6'6", 178.2 pounds. Is a Jonin rank ninja, instructor at the Hidden Leaf Ninja Academy. Graduated the academy at age 7 and has completed 788 official ninja missions. Not bad.
really make all that ninja magic work for them,
Hmm.
so they decided
Scissors
to focus
closed.
on the one thing they were good at, punching people.
This is Taijutsu, or the ninja art of hand-to-hand combat. Dedicating himself to this form over all else, Guy soon became a master in the Taijutsu style Strong Fist.
Which translates to punching people really, really hard. It's a
Facts.
fighting style.
Bro. Hold on.
To punching people really, really hard.
That is a child. He just did this to a child. Bro. Fucking anime, man.
It's a fighting style that is literally all about breaking bones. Yeah, I'll take that over ninja magic, thank you.
That's not to say Guy couldn't perform ninja magic. He's just not very skilled in it. At all.
Yeah, like a bunch of ninja can summon cool shit like tracking hounds or giant toads. Guy
Hell
can
yeah.
summon a turtle.
Fuck you, that turtle's awesome, man. But don't diss his turtle summon.
That's about it.
But mastering the Strong Fist style is
Dynamic entry, Leaf Gale, Leaf Rock Crush, the Reverse Lotus, Morning Peacock, Daytime Tiger, Evening Elephant, and of course, Night Guy.
a testament to Guy's ability.
Only the toughest people in the world can use it at all. Otherwise, it's super dangerous.
Yeah.
That's the big thing with Guy's style. Because he's gotta make up for not having ninja magic, everything he does comes with a big risk. Especially
Facts.
his ultimate technique.
Right, Guy's father Might Guy was instrumental in helping him achieve the goal of becoming a, quote, splendid ninja. But he also taught him a skill which would prove to be both of their undoing. The 8 Gates.
Wait. Someone named their kid Might Die? What are you, just hedging your bets for the future?
I mean, Guy is dead.
Well, then I guess they called it.
The 8 Gates
Fair
refer
enough.
to the pathways
First gate, Gate of Opening, removes all mental inhibitions. Second gate, Gate of Healing, re-energizes the body. Third gate, Gate of Life, enables Reverse Lotus. Fourth gate, Gate of Pain, increases your speed. Fifth gate, Gate of Limit, increases your strength. Sixth gate, Gate of View, allows you to move fast enough to create flames. Seventh gate, Gate of Wonder, enables the use of Daytime Tiger. And the eighth gate, Gate of Death, unlocks your maximal potential, but guarantees you will die. Unless, Ninja Jesus is your friend and shows up to fucking heal you back to life, but whatever.
within the human body which contain the flow of chakra, the life energy ninja use for their techniques.
And, to live.
To simplify, by opening each gate, Guy essentially removes inhibitors on his body, greatly increasing his power, speed, and capabilities.
The first few gates are kinda safe, unlocking 100% of the body's ability. The second one even heals you a bit, but once you get past number 4, things start getting real messy.
At this point, Guy suffers horrible pain and severe muscle tearing. While the power
Damn.
increase is certainly worth the risk in a difficult fight, it's likely to put the user in the hospital afterward.
After opening the 6th gate, he can move so fast his punches ignite the air around him, meaning he can shoot fireballs from his fists.
That would be the morning peacock technique. To ignite the hydrogen in the air, Guy must be swinging at speeds more than 40,000 kilometers per hour. That's over 5 times faster than the X-15 rocket jet, the fastest
Good on him.
airplane in the modern world.
And once he opens the 7th gate, he can perform Daytime Tiger, where he throws a giant tiger's face at you. Hell yeah! This beautiful beast is strong enough to blow up an island! Awesome!
While opening the 7th gate would prove
7th gate is intense as fuck, man. After he used that, like, just touching him made him scream like you were, like, torturing him.
fatal for most ninja, Guy is strong enough and skilled enough to wield it without such concern. However, when it comes to the final gate, there is no going back.
Yeah.
With the 8th gate of death, Guy's power explodes. His blood boils, evaporating from his body. Yeah, if you thought that was some Super Saiyan energy aura around him there, think again. It's his blood burning through his skin.
That's hardcore.
Gross, but hardcore.
In this mode, Guy can perform the speedy evening elephant technique, but his most impressive ability is, without a doubt, Night Guy.
Okay, Might Guy, Might Die, and Night Guy? Who's coming up with this shit?
This
Fair.
attack was powerful enough to decimate Madara, one of the
Yeah.
deadliest villains in the Naruto universe.
Madara could take on Naruto.
Which is why I wanted to give fucking Might Guy the win at first, but like, I don't know. All Might at his prime might be able to take him, man.
Who had enough chakra to blow a hole through the moon. Sure, Night Guy's still not as powerful as Naruto once the kid goes all gold and glowy, but it's definitely above Jiraiya's big ball Rasengan carving up
Oh, hey, go watch me react to that. Roshi versus Jiraiya. That one wasn't bad. Pretty good, man.
a mountain, or Obito raising up a giant tree like a crazy reverse lumberjack.
Despite all this risk, Guy proved himself an equal to some of the greatest ninja of the Hidden Leaf, including his longtime rival Kakashi, who was fast enough to catch lightning from a distance. Measuring the space Kakashi had to cover here and the speed of lightning itself, he must have moved over 700,000 meters per second, more than 2,000 times faster than sound.
But in the end, even though he knew the 8th gate
Leapt across the island turtle Genbu, casually shattered giant stone blocks, caused a blast that eclipsed Genbu, considered an equal to Kakashi, critically injured Ten Tails Madara, survived the 8th gate opening with some help, and defeated Kisame, his own clone, Ultimate Summoning Beast.
At the ultimate sacrifice, he did it anyway like a boss to protect his friends. He did get lucky though, cause Ninja Jesus showed up to keep him alive. Good timing. No wonder he's always got a smile on his face.
But handicapped from then on, Guy's days of combat were finally over. At least for the time being. Still, even if this was to be his last mission, Guy had already found a worthy successor. A shining example of what it means to be a splendid ninja, just like himself.
Dynamic entry!
Bro.
All right, the combatants are set, and we've run.
And we've run the fucking information through all possible blah 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 blah. But we got ExpressVPN. Should be a good fight. Bro is reading My Hero Academia. That's hilarious.
Don't worry, I am here!
So cool! The amazing costume, those bursting muscles, that magnificent hair! You must be a worthy opponent for an arm wrestling contest!
Bro, what?
I accept your challenge.
Don't tell me this was a joke fight.
my side.
You're inspiring, but no one can defeat the symbol of peace!
There we go. Time for a fight, motherfuckers.
Ah, incredible! Let's take this up a notch!
Give me your best shot. I won't hold back. That's a promise.
Wow!
Dynamic entry.
Nice trick! My turn! Texas!
Nah, damn, man.
You can take a hit well, but what are you really made of?
Get his ass. Oh man, I got fucking goosebumps right now, bro. This song combined with their animation. You can weave. Damn. Dude is Weave Nation certified. I love the fucking kick style of fighting. Every time, it always looks like you're breakdancing on your opponent.
But I'll show you exactly how hard I've worked. Sixth Gate of Joy. Open.
Hell yeah.
New Hampshire!
Oh. Morton Peacock, motherfucker.
Seventh Gate. Open.
Hell yeah. What the fuck was that? Yeah.
This is nothing for a hero like me. Ah, screw it. You wanted my best? Here it is.
Oh hell yeah.
Stay strong.
Smash! Oh, did he lose?
Never give up.
Oh,
Gate of Death. Open.
anime determination, yo. Never give up. Oh, fucking goosebumps, man.
Still more. Bring it on.
He's already dead, but he's going out at 100%. Ultra. Oh, he got him, but he's gonna die. So like,
Let's do it again.
is it a tie? Is it a double KO?
KO!
Looks like All Might might not be all right.
Well, All Might was an incredibly powerful and inspiring hero. But
Yeah.
then again, the same could be said for Guy.
All Might was super strong with plenty of good training. Without his gates, Guy wouldn't have stood a chance.
Oh hell no.
Right, keep in mind that each of All Might's feats we covered were performed while he was in an injured state. So for this comparison, we multiplied each result by 60 as per All Might's own estimation of his power.
For
Okay.
example, remember how he was similar to Gigantomachia, who busted a hole through a freaking mountain?
By scaling the mountain to the pine trees beneath it, it's easy to deduce the blast necessary for this would be about 2.5 gigatons of TNT.
Oh
With the
shit.
multiplier, that would be 150 gigatons in All Might's prime. That's
Damn.
3,000 times stronger than the biggest nuke that's ever been set off.
But here's the thing, even with the multiplier, we know Guy was faster. And while they've both learned to fight a wide variety of opponents, Guy was trained all his life, and boasted a more versatile set of abilities and techniques.
So with that much speed and skill, Guy already had a pretty good advantage, so long as he could hit All Might harder than All Might could hit him. So to answer that, let's check their strongest attacks.
All Might's greatest known feat would be the moment his smash created a massive storm, one that extended beyond the horizon. By taking the average mass of a thunderstorm, which is huge, and the 10 seconds it took for All Might Smash to create it, this comes out to a little over 24 gigatons of TNT. In his prime, this punch would equal over 1,440 gigatons.
28,000 times stronger than the biggest nuke from just one punch! Holy hell!
Unfortunately, it's impossible to lock down a specific number in this way for Guy's strongest attack, Night Guy. However, we can scale him to similar characters we know to be at lesser levels. In this case, base form Naruto.
God damn, we can never get away from this little twerp, can we?
Well, Night Guy did
No, you can't. Go watch me react to Naruto versus Ichigo.
serious damage to Madara, whom Naruto's normal abilities stood no chance against. Obviously, Naruto gains a lot more power when he accesses Sage Mode, Kurama's Chakra, Six Paths powers, etc. But Night Guy is certainly more powerful than Naruto's base form at the end of the series.
You know that hole in the moon we mentioned? That was made by pulling all of Naruto's base chakra out of his body and blowing it up. And I mean all of it.
Most of his chakra has been
Oh
siphoned
yeah, see?
off.
Go react to
We've
that.
actually
Or
covered
go
this
watch me
before,
react to
and
that.
that blast was 480 petatons of TNT. What's a petaton, you ask? Well, it's a whole lot bigger than a gigaton, that's for sure.
Simply put, the gap in power put Guy several leagues above All Might. Also, Guy's superior speed ensured All Might couldn't avoid such a blow when it really mattered.
Like, you know, in a fight to the death. And yeah, Guy using the 8th gate means he'll die later, but he still won the battle before that would happen. And that's still a victory.
All Might was
Fair.
remarkably powerful and certainly a challenge for Guy. But with his gates opened, Guy had the speed, versatility, and power to take him out for good.
It was a mighty tough battle for all, but All Might wasn't a match for one powerful guy.
The winner is Might Guy.
Alrighty. Up next, we've got oh nice. Miles Morales versus Static Shock. Hell yeah, yo. My vote, you guys know me. If you've been watching this, watching my other stuff, where Batman fought Spider-Man, and Batman Beyond fought Spider-Man 2099. I'm a Spider-Man fan. Normally I go for DC over Marvel, but Spider-Man's one of my heroes that he gets a pass. Granted, that's Peter Parker Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man, not the Ultimate Spider-Man. But Miles is still pretty cool. So, I'm gonna give my vote to Miles. And we'll see what Static is capable of, because I gotta admit, I was one of the people who sort of missed out on Static Shock when it was a cartoon.
Hey Wiz, you know what time it is? Thanks to our sponsor, it's Miller time. You too can chill out with a delicious Miller Lite. Nothing simpler.
No, I was hoping they would do something funny, because like Boomstick, and it's a beer company, or a beer or whatever, whatever.
Throughout the Earths of Marvel and DC Comics, there are hundreds, no, thousands of superheroes saving the day. But what if I told you there were even more across the multiverse?
Oh, great, as if we don't have enough to keep track of already.
Miles Morales, the Spider-Man of Marvel's Earth number 1610.
And
Yep.
Static, the electric genius from DC's Dakotaverse. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out
Who would win a death battle. Oh, come on. Fucking ad, man.
At first glance, the world of Earth 1610 isn't so different from our own. But look closer and you'll find Coca Soda instead of Coca-Cola, PDNY officers instead of NYPD.
And a hamburger and fries can cost 30,000 goddamn dollars.
But perhaps the greatest difference in this so-called Ultimate Universe was that Peter Parker, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, was
dead.
Enter Miles Morales. He was your typical kid from Brooklyn and didn't have much to worry about except his
Cool name, Miles Gonzalo Morales. His height is 5'6", 160 pounds. He's 13 years old. Damn, he's only 13. Uh, Born in Brooklyn, New York. Member of the Champions. Uh, Hobbies, music, and graffiti art. And he never ties his shoes, bro. Hold on. This shit. Don't care, don't care, don't care. Hold on. Hold on, my friend is trying to get a hold of me about something. I know this is annoying for me too, guys. He's got a PlayStation and he's trying to link our accounts and doesn't understand how this works. Sorry about that, guys.
Caring mom and dad. Hey kid, appreciate your folks while you have them. You never know when they're gonna pull a surprise Uncle Ben.
Well, Miles
Facts.
spent most of his time with his more laid-back Uncle Aaron, who turned out to be a secret supercriminal.
Totally relatable. Anyway, during one of his heists into a secret lab, Aaron accidentally scooped up a spider. The next time Miles visited, the spider got loose and, you know what happens.
Miles, let's go.
This spider carried the genetic enhancing Oz formula, yet another attempt to recreate Captain America's infamous super soldier serum. It had previously transformed Peter Parker into the first Spider-Man.
Why'd you
Wait a
store it
minute,
in a
who came up
spider?
with the idea to store the super serum in a freaking spider?
Facts.
Scientists can be weird sometimes.
Maybe next time put it in something that can't walk away. It's got 8 legs. That's like 4 times more walking power.
Sure. Either way, with his new powers, Miles donned red and black to become the ultimate Spider-Man.
As the newest spider lad on the block, he does whatever a spider can. He's super strong, super fast, and has the overpowered super radar. The spider...
Let's see. Wall crawling, spider sense, camouflage, spider's physiology, bioelectricity, venom sting, electric webbing, mega venom blast, web shooters, and zoom and infrared vision.
After meeting Peter's Aunt May, Miles took up the classic web shooters, complete with multiple types of long to short range webbing.
Yet another tool that would be perfect for snagging a beer from the fridge without leaving the couch.
Boomstick, he was a teenager.
Different
13.
universe, different drinking laws, right?
Not even a teenager. Like 13, to me, that's still preteen. I don't care what you say.
And also, like Peter, he can stick to walls. You know, spider style.
Yes, like some spiders, Miles can control his body's interatomic attraction, essentially sticking to walls like a magnet. However, unlike Peter, this subatomic electron manipulation gave Miles a few extra moves of his own.
Yeah, it did.
The kid's got electric powers. He can zap people with a quick touch, fire off massive explosions, and even turn invisible. Wait, what's that got to do with shocking people?
This venom sting can even take out the Ultimate Universe's Electro, a being literally made of electricity. But Miles didn't just shock him, he disrupted Electro's own charge. Similar to a miswiring sending too much electricity in one direction and shorting out your computer when somebody forgot to plug it into the surge protector.
Wiz, you know I don't believe in protection for anything. It's going in raw.
Gross.
Anyway, as the new Spider-Man, Miles obviously had a lot to live up to. After his
Yeah.
Uncle Aaron died in front of him,
Ha! Told you somebody would pull a Ben!
Miles
Yeah.
pushed past the heartache. He persisted, living up to Peter's ideals, and eventually stepped out of his shadow to be Spider-Man in a way only he could.
Oh
Hell yeah.
What's up, Danger? He can blast apart a building-sized monster and survived being slammed around by a giant Cassie Lang. That's Ant-Man's daughter.
He's smart enough to hack military drones and quick enough to destroy an alien device in a microsecond. Essentially, he needed to open and close a portal in an impossibly short time frame to prevent an alien force from invading. It's a long story.
Point is, he's super fast. With his spider sense, he can react to things before they even happen.
Sorry. Opening up my fucking drink from Timmy's here. Stopped a train with webbing. Blew up the Venom symbiote. Knocked over a giant sized Cassie Lang. Dodged Electro's electric shocks. Survived hits from Kangaroo. Took a metal melting blast from Warbringer. Was undetected by Peter while he was camouflaged, and has defeated Electro, Venom, and Peter Parker.
He's super tough, too. He even survived being caught in this giant super collider exploding.
Measuring the size
Yeah.
of this hole using real-world maps of New York and solving for fragmentation, we know this explosion must have been equivalent to about 222 tons of TNT.
Sure, that's not technically canon to the comics, but guys, main series Spider-Man has done way crazier
Oh
things.
yeah, for
I
sure.
mean, he has the same powers, and Miles has even beat the crap out of him. Classic Pete can bench press 130 tons, uses spider sense
Oh yeah, see? Here it is. Go check out Batman Beyond vs. Spider-Man 2099. I did react to that one.
to dodge beams of light, and ripped apart Doc Ock's robo-arms, which once survived a 2-kiloton nuclear explosion. So I'd say the Super Collider feat checks out.
Unfortunately, Miles' electric powers can tire him out, and his spider sense does not protect him automatically, serving more as an alarm or proximity sensor.
But the youngins proved himself to be the best successor a Spider-Man could ever want, and more. He even got pulled into the main Marvel timeline when they blew up the Ultimate Universe. Miles Morales is truly one of the greats.
Don't wash them out.
Watch the hands.
Hey guys, my name is Ash and I cover Raid Shadow Legends
I don't
every
give a
day
fuck.
for 6 years and running. I love this game.
Static
Despite
Shock.
growing up in the most crime-filled neighborhood of Dakota City, Virgil Hawkins was a pretty chill guy.
He spent his time playing D&D, reading
Hell yeah, D&D, man. Hell, hobbies D&D and Pokemon. What about Yu-Gi-Oh, bro? Anyways, I heard this TV show is pretty good, so comment down below, should I check it out? I'm into old school stuff like that. Real name, Virgil Hawkins. Height, 5'8", 140 pounds, is 15 years old, also known as the Kilowatt Kid. And he's a member of the Teen Titans, apparently. Okay. That's pretty cool. I like the Teen Titans, man. Starfire, Beast Boy, Raven, Cyborg, Robin, one that later becomes Nightwing. Who, actually, not speaking of Nightwing, go check out Nightwing versus Daredevil. That was their first ever live action death battle. I reacted to that one too. But yeah, Teen Titans are awesome. Yeah, the original TV show was great.
comics, typical nerd stuff. But he had one major problem, the classic sitcom bully. No
Every
teenage
time.
story is complete without it.
During school,
Facts.
he was frequently harassed by local gang leader Francis Stone. Virgil's only refuge was one of his few friends, Larry Wade.
Larry convinced Virgil there was only one way to get rid of Francis for good. Join his own gang and pack some heat. Things got
Seems like a bad idea.
pretty intense, and Virgil wasn't having any of it. It was time to bail like DC Comics on their cinematic universe.
But the damage was already done. The police arrived and let loose a massive canister of what seemed to be tear gas, but wasn't.
Yeah, this grape-looking mist was actually some experimental shit. It was supposed to tag each gang member so the cops could track them down later, but
Okay.
it was actually laced with radioactive quantum juice.
It wasn't really tear gas, experimental or otherwise. It was a substance that was known as quantum juice, and it was deliberately introduced into the gas. The police on the scene had no idea what they were really spraying on those kids. Uh, Actually, there weren't any Dakota police officers even on the scene that night. I don't understand. Neither do I. But police duty records show that local patrols were pulled out of Paris Island and GRIND, also known as Grind, was ordered to stand down. But witnesses say that there were cops everywhere, or at least a lot of people dressed in police uniforms, perhaps to collect the unexpected crop of new bang babies. I'm guessing that's what they called the people after they got powers.
Which killed almost everybody. I hate it when that happens.
Luckily, Virgil was one of the few who survived, but the quantum juice still had an effect.
You could say he was shocked to find out what it did.
Yes, he began to develop electromagnetic powers. Before this, Virgil always felt out of his league, but now he was in a league of his own and became the superhero Static.
I put a shock to your system.
Hell
Great theme song.
With these new powers, the guy was unstoppable. He could blow shit up with electric bolts quick as lightning, make explosion balls called Nova Bombs, and taser people with punches to the face.
Right, but he's not just good at shocking people. Static can alter the electron attraction of any
Electrokinesis, force bolts, static cling, nova burst, plasma coil, impulse disruption, and energy barriers. Uh, me- Mechanokinesis, electromagnetism, uh, wavelength tuning, and can become electric energy. Oh shit.
object or surface. He can erect extremely durable electromagnetic force fields that block most attacks. He can even move metal around like a hip young Magneto.
And slip metal under his feet to take to the sky. His favorite ride is the Static Saucer, a giant frisbee that doubles as a shield and buzzsaw. Think about it. Don't you wish your car could literally cut through traffic?
Obviously, turning superhuman overnight caught Virgil a bit off guard, but after a few speed bumps, he became a well-regarded superhero throughout the city of Dakota, even teaming up with fellow heroes like Icon and Rocket.
Icon and Rocket? Come on, where's Batman and Wonder Woman?
Oh, I should mention that while Static is part of the DC universe, he did not start there. See, Static was originally created by Milestone Comics, which eventually merged with DC. Their characters, including Static, existed in an alternate timeline known as the Dakotaverse. Then a guy named Dharma gained cosmic power and accidentally blew everything up, sending Static into the main DC timeline. It's really not too complicated.
Uh-huh.
All you had to say was comic books are fucking weird, man.
I've actually been working on a device to peer into alternate timelines, but
Oh, cool.
unfortunately it still needs...
Button! Well, now,
Oh no.
what were we discussing but a moment ago?
Oh, psycho to know. Let's figure out who yet wins a fatality kerfuffle.
Yes, I'm mad as hops. Let's begin, my fellow Ultra Capadari.
Why is he British?
I regret everything.
What the fuck was that? Why was he British? Why was he Canadian? What the fuck?
Oh, I'll do it again.
No. Oh, that's probably gonna be bad.
When I first started Eve, I was a minor, and I was really
I'm sure that's fine.
Well, no matter the universe, Static was always one-upping himself. He learned how to see ultraviolet light.
Static. Sorry. Static can use his power to see outside the visible light spectrum. His suit also has tech that tracks targets via their heat signature.
And how to make people glow. Wait, what's that got to do with shocking people?
That would be his ability to detect bioelectric auras. Static can also create power-draining plasma coils, disrupt the electrical impulses of others, and empower or heal himself by draining energy from outside sources.
He can literally reattach his severed arm with shock power. I'm not
Damn.
even joking. Look at this. Since when could electricity do that?
Clearly.
Well, when you're made of electricity, you can just put it back together, I would guess, because it just flows back into each other, like, like energy flowing through other energy, I guess. I feel like I just broke my own brain saying that. Whatever.
Static has a lot of power at his beck and call.
He can survive building sites.
Absorb 94 megawatts at once. Obliterate the Titan's tower. Why though? Matched Superboy's telekinesis, dodged lightspeed lasers, once survived a building exploding, melted 2,000 tons of ice, KO'd Raven with a single zap, and has defeated Ebon, Hot Streak, and Joker.
His kabooms lift hundreds of tons and once turned this huge chunk of ice into slush in just a couple seconds.
Based on the size of the ice and the required change in temperature for such a feat, Static must have output energy equal to 180 tons of TNT.
He's quick enough to intercept lasers confirmed to be beams of actual light, which is pretty darn fast.
And in the cartoon, he actually shoved some quantum juice in some lockers and launched them out of orbit. These are typical school lockers, which can weigh up to 30 pounds each.
And fit approximately one nerd.
To throw 3 of these into space, they need to be moving nearly 3,000 times faster than sound, requiring a throwing force equal to 4 kilotons of TNT.
Damn! Okay, sure, that's not canon to the comics, but his electromagnetism could play tug-of-war with Superboy's telekinesis, which can lift 4 million tons. I'm not sure Static can go that far, but if he's anywhere close, it's still higher than throwing some lockers around.
Though, despite Static's incredible power, insulators are his kryptonite, and he can run out of juice if he pushes himself too much.
But the guy's one of the coolest superheroes who rarely got his time to shine. Heck, he was good enough to join the Justice League. I think even Virgil himself was shocked to see how cool he really was.
Just gonna keep using that one.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first up,
But first, Blue Apron. Yeah. Oh. I don't remember the outcome of this fight, but I do remember the song from this fight. I've got it on my phone. This is a great song.
oh!
Probably gonna get a copyright claim, but unless I get a copyright strike, I might keep it in. Just because it's a good song, and I hope Death Battle is cool enough that they're fine with this.
Whoa! Watch where you're aiming. I got places to be tomorrow. For real? You attack me!
Actually, hold on. You know what I'm gonna do? Turn this up just a bit. I'm gonna turn up the volume a little bit for this fight because the song is good and I want people to be able to hear it properly.
Well, I got more than one electric psychopath to keep track of it. Whoa, 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 whoa!
Bro.
Me? Getting zapped? What's up with that?
I call that the shoulder touch. And I call this my taser punch.
Man. Oh. Backflip.
Wait, what? Keep thinking, keep thinking. Stop thinking, stop thinking.
Oh.
Come on out, Spider Boy. Huh?
No more flying pizza trays.
It's Spider-Man.
Shoot, that was my ride. Okay, you've got surprises, but so do I.
Oh, damn. Got his arm.
What the fuck? Oh, not cool!
You stupid. All I gotta do is... What? Plasma coil. If you hadn't noticed, this electric biz is...
Oh no.
Oh, man!
What's it gonna be? I think it is. I think it is. I think it is.
That was tough.
KO! Looks like
Damn. Spider people do not have a good track record on this show apparently. I mean, Spider-Man won his fight against Batman, but since then, every Spider person just loses.
That was tough.
That's 2 in a row now.
KO! Looks like we're kicking off this year with a bang. Poor Miles, though.
Honestly, I'm surprised how this turned out. At first glance, Miles appeared to have a good chance of victory.
He was definitely physically stronger than Static. He would have totally won an arm wrestling contest.
But Virgil's overwhelming electric power put him at a level above the young Spider-Man.
Oh yeah, overall Static's feats were way above Spidey's, even when we scaled Miles to classic Peter Parker's biggest feats. Static definitely had...
Well, Miles' Venom Sting is super effective on genetically altered opponents such as Virgil. It is far less effective of a weapon when compared to Static's own electrical attacks. Static's impulse disruption ability was also more precise and could cover much larger distances.
the oomph to take Miles out, but Miles had no easy way to get around his force field.
The variety of techniques at Static's disposal also rent many of Spider-Man's abilities moot.
Like how Spidey's invisibility didn't matter when Static could light him up like a Christmas tree.
The Oz formula allegedly grants immortality, but only through long-term revival after death. It took Peter several years in universe to revive this way. It should work similarly for Miles. Sorry about that. Jeez.
And his speed was so similar to what the spider sense could give Miles that the super radar wasn't that big of a help. Remember, just because he knew an attack was coming didn't always mean he could dodge it in time.
And, well, shockingly, Static only needed to hit him once. See,
Many Spider-Men have had their electrostatic abilities, such as wall crawling, nullified by an outside electromagnetic force before, including the main series Peter Parker.
his electromagnetic manipulation gave him control over Miles' wall crawling and other abilities. As soon as he got a hold of Miles' bioelectric aura, it was basically all over.
But hey, Miles and all the other Spider-Men fight Electro all the time, and they have no problem dealing with him. Why was Static any different?
Electro's a fucking idiot. Electro's greatest feat, blowing up a prison rift, is equivalent to 160 tons of TNT at most, and he also loses many of his fights due to simply being outsmarted. Like I said, he's an idiot.
Simply put, every iteration of Electro pales in comparison. He has no feats of power that come even close to Static, and frankly, he's an idiot. This was a fascinating matchup, but... oh no, not again!
Oh no.
Hey. Mr. Morales put up a jolly good show, and yet Mr. Hawkins had him outdone in breathtaking power, stalwart defense, and veritable versatility.
Oh, he was just miles ahead of him, don't you know?
The victor is Static.
God, so weird. Alright, let's see. Let's see, who's up next? Oh, Black Canary versus Sindel. Nice. Again, normally I would pick a DC character because I like them. But Sindel is my favorite Mortal Kombat character. She is the one I main in any game that she appears in. So I'm gonna have to go with Sindel over Black Canary.
RTX is inspired.
Oh, I don't care. Ah, why?
It's a trope we're all familiar with, the damsel in distress crying for help.
You
Yeah,
just don't
no.
think that's the case here, because these two are the opposite. If you ever hear their cry, you're dead.
Black
Yeah.
Canary, the blonde bare-knuckled brawler of DC Comics.
And Sindel, the literal Scream Queen from Mortal Kombat. He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's
And
our
it's our
job to
job
analyze
to
their
analyze their
weapons,
weapons,
armor,
skill,
and
and
skills to
skills.
find out who would
I
win.
fucked up.
I'm Boomstick.
And it's our
It's
job
our
to
job
analyze
to
their
analyze their weapons, armor, and skills.
to find out
Who would win?
a death
battle.
Behold, the Justice Society of America, the first recorded team of superheroes in the DC universe.
Yep.
Where else could you find a boxer in a catsuit chilling with the spirit of God's divine wrath?
And among
Fair.
these men and gods stood a woman, the judo-chopping Black Canary.
Wait,
But that's not who we're talking about, right? Tell me you're not using that Black Canary.
why a canary? Canaries don't know judo? Or do they?
However, this is not the Black Canary we'll be focusing
Yeah,
on
that's what I
today.
thought.
See, the Black Canary of the Golden Age may have been a skilled crime fighter in her own right, but the one who made the moniker a household name was her daughter, Dinah Laurel Lance.
Dinah wanted to be a crime fighter just like her mom.
Real name, Dinah Laurel Lance. Height, 5'5". Weight, 128 pounds. Has been on the Justice League, Birds of Prey, and Team Arrow. Hobbies, playing harmonica and singing for a band. Is a PE teacher at Meadow Hill School. Trained by Wildcat, Lady Shiva, Cassandra Cain, Batgirl, and Wonder Woman.
So she trained with Wildcat, the furry boxer I mentioned earlier.
Her mother wasn't very happy about that, though.
Yeah, no.
Young Dinah's career could have ended then and there, if not for the discovery of what she likes to call her canary cry. Cases such as these weren't ordinary.
If just be warned, that's gonna happen a lot this episode, guys. A lot of that. So either turn down your volume or skip ahead to the next fight.
But well explained. See, Dinah possessed the meta gene, a dormant slice of genetic code present in about 12% of humanity, granting superhuman abilities.
Yeah, Wizard did it with her new
No, that was a retcon. A wizard did not give her powers. That is not how this works.
power in martial arts training. Dinah took up her mother's mantle and became Black Canary, the second one. Is it weird that her mom was also named Dinah? They're really forming a
Weird.
dynasty.
Fun fact.
So technically she's Dinah Laurel Lance Jr. then, right? Like she's Dinah Jr. She's not like whatever.
Originally, she disguised herself by donning a blonde wig, but eventually just dyed it permanently.
Blonde? Don't you mean yellow?
Leave, Boomstick. Just see yourself out, man. That was awful.
Regardless, the canary cry is no joke. By emitting focused ultrasonic sound, Dinah can annihilate the eardrums of anyone nearby.
Or just ramp up the volume.
Canary Cry. Max recorded volume is 300 decibels. Variable range and precision. Flight capabilities. Enhanced ear membranes. Ultrasonic flight harness. Canary bombs. And a grappling hook.
You meant blow people away with shockwaves. She can even stop a runaway train.
It's quite versatile too. She can focus her cries into small sonic projectiles or broaden them to affect entire cities.
And by screaming hard enough at the ground, she can freaking fly. How the hell does that shit work?
Let's dig into this for a bit. For a sound wave to become a shockwave, it must possess an intensity of at least 194 decibels. For reference, Black Canary's highest recorded scream clocks in at over 300 decibels.
That's the same level of bulls as a volcano erupting.
All that power
Damn.
comes with a fairly obvious weakness, though. If her throat is damaged, she'll be unable to produce the cry.
That's why she's got some nifty ultrasonic canary bombs that do the super shouting for her.
Not to say she's useless with
No, it's Aikido, boxing, capoeira, dragon-style kung fu, Screama, Five Heavens Palm, Hapkido, Jeet Kune Do, Judo, Krav Maga, Muay Thai, pressure point fighting, Savate, Taekwondo, Wing Chun, Jiu-Jitsu, and Karate.
without her superpower, of course.
She's one of comics' greatest ass kickers.
Thanks to
Shout out to Injustice 2, man. That was a great game.
Wildcat and her mother, Dinah has trained in jiu-jitsu, karate, Krav Maga, capoeira, and many, many more styles of martial arts. She knows holds that can put you to sleep, a punch that can detonate your heart, and even how to cause instant death by pushing a single nerve cluster.
She's basically the furious, blood-soaked love child of Kenshiro and the bride from Kill Bill. Also, before we go on, all this kung fu talk makes me want to see a judo canary in action. And what better opponent than our very own Mecha Goose Howard?
Oh shit, he's still here.
Judo?
They kept that thing? That's awesome.
So,
Go check out Mecha Godzilla versus fucking Dragon Zord to find out the origins of this fucking thing.
turns out they don't know judo. Where was the heads up on that one, Wiz?
Do what the shit? Stopped a speeding train, obliterated a Mazo's head, sparred at nanosecond speed, withstood a building-busting explosion, survived a 1,000-foot drop into water head first, reacted to Superman's intercontinental flight, and has defeated the White Canary, Green Arrow, Wonder Woman, and Mammoth.
All that, Dinah's greatest strength is perhaps her uncanny ability to learn and adapt mid-fight. It's what makes her such a great sparring partner to superhuman martial arts masters like Wonder Woman. It was during a fight with her, in fact, that Black Canary claimed she could perceive time down to the nanosecond.
Sounds crazy, right? But believe it, how else could she keep up with someone like Wonder Woman? Or how about the time she battled these red tornado androids? Green Lantern was using his power ring to scan for weaknesses, but Dinah said, F androids.
What? She's figuring out other stuff, so hold on a sec.
Or how about the time she
2 minutes ago, they smashed in looking for a red tornado's injured body.
battled these red tornadoes?
Blue ones do wind, green ones do lightning. Who's Roy?
Androids. Green Lantern was using his power ring to scan for weaknesses, but Dinah said, F that.
When I was little, I used to think of the three. Ollie was the toughest. She starts with the jugular, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers, knees.
And stabbed it hundreds of times super fast. She found its literal
Analysis complete. Failsafe detected subtalar joint. Achilles heel. Cute.
Achilles heel before the power ring finished scanning.
That's right, she outsped an alien supercomputer. Keep in mind, Dinah does not technically possess superhuman speed or strength.
But I wouldn't.
Characters that have been regarded as peak human quotation marks in comic books have often displayed feats that are impossible for any human to ever achieve. Dinah may not be superhuman in her reality, but when compared to ours, she most definitely is.
I'd be surprised if she secretly drank some super soldier serum at some point, cause she can outmuscle superhumans and smash steel like it's flimsy wood.
Given the yield strength of steel and the size of her elbow, Dinah must have exerted a force of around 27 tons.
The gal survived a fall into the ocean from 1,000 feet, and even her own canary cry reflected back at her.
It helps that she has a special membrane in her ears that protects her from shockwaves.
Can't say the same for this robot dude, Amazo, or a murder-happy android with the combined powers of the entire
While copying Superman's super hearing may have made Amazo more sensitive to the pain of a canary cry, it would not have decreased his durability at all.
Justice League, he sure could have packed some aspirin.
She may be stubborn and hot-headed, but with her powers and training fine-tuned, Dinah proved her mom wasn't the only Black Canary to be reckoned with. She even teamed up with groups such as the infamous Birds of Prey, and at one point took charge of the Justice League, the spiritual successor to the original Justice Society.
Next to her main man, Green Arrow. They spent a lot of time sticking arrows in that quiver, if you know what I mean.
Bro.
They did sex.
Long story short, Black Canary is without a doubt one of the most badass women in comic book history. The realm of Edenia was a paradise, a Garden of Eden, if you will.
You said that like it was supposed to be clever.
Under the rule of King Jared and Queen Sindel, the realm prospered for millennia, until the arrival of Outworld conqueror Shao Kahn and the tournament of Mortal Kombat.
Mortal Kombat!
By decree of the Elder Gods, an invading force from another realm must defeat the defending world 10 consecutive times in a tournament to the death.
I like how you could just hear Boomstick still doing the fucking theme song in the background.
Unfortunately for Edenia, Khan dabbed on their asses and won Edenia for himself.
To legitimize his rule, Khan murdered
Oops. Over 10,000 years old, is 6 feet, 190 pounds, the Queen of Outworld, formerly the Queen of Edenia, was a hero before time got reset, mother to Princess Katana, and rocking the Elvira digs like a pro. Facts, man.
Jared married Sindel and adopted her daughter Katana as his own. Excessive? Probably.
Needless to say, Cindy wasn't too happy about all that. But it turns out she was a kung fu sorcerer. So, to avenge her kingdom, she underwent a mystic ritual where she offed herself to protect Khan's next target, Earthrealm. And it worked!
For a time. After 10,000 years of hopelessly failing to take the Earth, Khan learned how to undo her protective ward. Sindel was resurrected, brainwashed, and transformed into a fierce queen of dark magic and terror.
She was back and ready to slay, and holy shit did she!
Sindel's Edenian physiology gives her superhuman strength, speed, and durability, allowing her to make mincemeat of Mortal Kombat's regular combatants.
Well, Sindel did indeed receive a power increase from Shang Tsung's souls. It was not a temporary boost. This has permanently increased her base level of power in this new timeline.
You better have said that with a K.
And despite being dead for Mortal Kombat's regular combatants.
You better have said that with a K.
And
Facts.
Despite being dead for the past 10,000 years, she's somehow a master of two forms of Chinese Kung Fu. Jiaquan originates from northern China and is known for its eloquent, graceful, extended movements. Fu Xiaopai, also known as the Tiger Claw system, focuses on fast, powerful strikes.
Sindel also
Indenian physiology, Banshee Scream, magics include levitation, Star Screamer's soul absorption, and sorcery. Prehensile hair, martial arts, they already went over this, and she has a Quan Do for a weapon.
wields a Quan Do. It's a glaive designed for long-range deflection and carving people up like a Thanksgiving turkey.
Though she hardly needs a weapon when she already has one. Her hair. She can command it to stretch like a tentacle, constrict opponents, and act essentially as an extra prehensile limb.
Not gonna lie, Wiz, that's, kinda hot.
Oh? Would you still think so?
No, Boomstick, it's not. She is hot, but her controlling her hair has nothing to do with it.
If she used it to spin you like a top fast enough to obliterate your body?
What a way to go.
Okay.
Well, all that pales in comparison to her signature ability, the Banshee Scream.
Yeah.
This ultrasonic shout is powerful enough to detonate heads, split limbs, and rend flesh. Her screaming power can even be focused into mystical fireballs of destruction called Star Screamers.
Oh, like that Transformer that we had that pony eat his soul.
No, but go watch that.
No. Sindel once screamed with enough force.
Screamed a person's skin off, obliterated part of a canyon strong enough to shatter diamond, beat 10 combatants in 50 seconds, magically shielded an entire dimension, blitzed Cabal who can parry machine gun fire, and has defeated Sub-Zero, Katana, Smoke, and Jade.
To annihilate a large part of a canyon. This resembles the effects of a magnitude 5.0 earthquake.
The shitty-ass Mortal Kombat
500 tons of TNT exploding all at once.
With power like that, it's no wonder she was able to strut through Earthrealm's mightiest heroes, which include our old pal, Sub-Zero! What, I kept it as a souvenir.
Who, along...
I don't get that joke. What do you mean you kept it as a souvenir? Sub-Zero won his fight against Glacius. Go check out that fight. Like, I reacted to that one too, but I'm so dead ass sure that Glacius lost to Sub-Zero.
With most of the series combatants, can shatter a block of pure diamond with his bare hand. A feat like this would require a pressure of at least 60 gigapascals. That's over 4,300 tons of force per square inch.
And Cabal!
Who was fast enough
Where'd
to
you get
spot
that
machine
one?
gun fire out of the air, like the flies in Boomstick's bathroom.
Accurate.
Judging by the likely muzzle velocity and rate of fire, Cabal must have been reacting within 600ths of a second in order to consistently parry these bullets.
And he blocked a bunch of them back to back to back. Too bad Sindel wound up getting blown up and brainwashed all over again. Man,
Yeah.
This chick can't catch a break, though the
No.
zombie MILF thing's kinda working for her.
Well, that's only one
Kinda.
possible timeline. In the original story, she was actually freed from Shao Kahn and regained control of Edenia. In another, it seems the killing of her royal husband was actually her plan all along.
Either way, we're talking about Mortal Kombat. They all die eventually. But
Fair.
compared to the Queen, everyone else might as well have been silent.
Right in my ear.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
But first, we'll tell you about hymns.
Ooh, a hymn's ad. Alright, skip, skippity skip. And here we go.
Talk about Scooby-Doo meets Fight Club.
Enough of this farce, Earthrealmer. Behold your queen!
Damn, she's hot.
I shall strip the flesh from your bones.
Maybe. We'll see how this fight goes. I'm rooting for ya. Oh. Heh. Oh. Oh.
Are you hurt, child? Let me sing you a lullaby.
Cold ass line, man. Oh.
No kidding. I almost fell asleep.
Oh, right, she's got ear protection. That's gonna put Sindel at a disadvantage. Oh.
So are ring outs a thing here?
No.
Insufferable creature, we fight to the death!
Yeah. Fucking facts, bro. Suck it.
Such a pretty bird with such an ugly song. Tell me,
Oh.
can you fly?
Oh, damn. Oh. Yeah, I was gonna say Sindel's about to lose.
Fatality.
Damn.
Looks like Sindel's head is blasting up again! Or, well, for the first time technically, so I tried to work it in, guys.
Why? Because you made the fucking Team Rocket blasting off joke with the fucking Mob Psycho fight? Was it that fight? I don't know. You know, he made a joke like that earlier in this episode, right?
This battle was a curious one. For the most part, Sindel's physical strength, projectiles, and aerial maneuverability let her keep up with the bird of prey.
Yeah, she was 160 times stronger, but Canary's made a living off fighting superhumans who are even stronger than that, like Mammoth and Giganta, so I guess that wasn't that big of an advantage, really.
Comparing
Oh, he's
Cabal's
trying the
full
All Might
timing
fight.
to her nanosecond reaction, Dinah's reaction speed was easily 60 million times faster, and with her wide array of martial arts abilities, she certainly capitalized on this.
Sure,
Yeah.
Sindel had some awesome moves, but sadly, stepping on people like a hot dog.
Well, it's likely that Sindel was indeed already an expert in martial arts before Outworld's invasion. There is not enough evidence to suggest such a thing could have been a game-changing element when considered in this battle.
Dominatrix doesn't quite stack up when Black Canary mastered way more fighting styles. Plus, she's been training all her life. Edenia was
Yeah.
super peaceful before Shao Kahn came along, so I doubt Sindel was taking names and kicking ass all before that.
But let's move on to the comparison everyone wants to know. Which was deadlier, the Banshee Scream or the Canary Cry? We know
Yeah.
Dinah's cry could reach 300 decibels. In comparison, the results of Sindel's most powerful scream are similar to a 5.0 earthquake, which is equivalent to only 235 decibels.
I know
Okay.
what you're thinking. That's a difference of only 65 decibels. That can't
Yeah.
be all that different. Wrong! It's totally
Yeah.
different, because decibels are freaking weird.
Yeah, they are.
Decibels are not like meters or minutes, which scale geometrically. Instead, decibels scale logarithmically. For every 10 decibels a sound is, its intensity increases tenfold. So 30
Okay.
decibels is 10 times greater than 20 decibels. 40 is 10 times greater than 30, and so on.
So,
Damn.
every increase multiplies the sound instead of just adding to it. Wait a minute, that means the canary cry would be
about 1,000,000 times stronger than the Banshee Scream, nearly 500
Bro.
megatons of TNT.
awesome.
The closest real-life comparison we can make is the Krakatoa eruption of 1883. A volcano
shit.
blast so powerful it could be heard over 3,000 miles away. Not so different from what Dinah has been shown to be capable of.
It also didn't hurt that Canary had those special membranes in her ears to guard against Sindel's scream.
In the end, Canary had the speed, skill, and raw decibels to finish her.
It was Sindel's time to die.
What, no pun about screams?
Well, I was gonna, but I thought a pun that obvious wouldn't be allowed.
The winner is Black Canary.
Some of his puns, man, just terrible. Fucking terrible. Alright, oh.
Hey, Wiz, you know what time it is?
Alright, so last fight of the episode, we've got Leonardo versus the Red Ranger Jason Lee Scott. I believe that's his name, right? Jason Lee Scott? I was always a bigger Power Ranger fan than Ninja Turtle fan, so I think I'm gonna go with the Red Ranger here. Though I will say Leo has a good track record so far, better than the Red Ranger. Red Ranger has appeared in only one fight that I remember, which was against Voltron. Go check that out. He lost that fight though. Power Rangers, the Megazord lost. And Leonardo, however, though, has fought not only all three of his other brothers in a battle royale, but also fought the leader of the Battletoads. Go check out that episode as well. That those should both be in the same episode. Right. So because of that, I do think Leonardo might give him a good fight, but it's a whole different thing losing in a team fight with where you're like in a big ass robot than losing a one-on-one fight. And I think a one-on-one fight against Leo, he's got this. So let's do this.
When I was a kid, there was nothing better than watching my Saturday morning tunes. That's where
Facts.
I learned all my badass karate moves. Yeah.
The 80s and 90s certainly gave us some memorable characters and epic playground rivalries.
Yeah, stop that.
Like Leonardo, head honcho of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
And Jason Lee Scott, leader of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. For this bout, we'll be sticking to the characters themselves.
That means no Dragon Zords, no Turtle Mechs, and no last-minute power of friendship. Just a good
Fair.
old-fashioned one-on-one. He's
Okay.
Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
Yeah, so
And it's
based
our
on
job to
those
analyze their
rules,
weapons, armor,
I think
and skills
Jason's
to find
got
out
this.
Who would win a death battle? From the vastness of space to the eerie depths of the ocean, few places remain as mysterious and unknown as the New York City sewer system.
Anything
Facts.
could be down there. Killer alligators, mole people, or even Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Cowabunga!
Ordinary domestic terrapins transformed into humanoid superheroes by a chance encounter with a canister of mysterious mutagenic ooze. They were adopted by an equally mutated rat skilled in martial arts who decided to name them after Renaissance artists.
You know, even by comic book standards, this origin story is pretty freaking weird.
Master
Yeah.
Splinter trained them as ninja, and the group formed a daring crime-fighting team. But every team needs a leader.
Donatello did machines, but tactics? Nah.
Nah.
Raphael was tough, but way too hot-headed. And
Fair.
Michelangelo? Well, we all know he got dropped as a kid. So the
Why you gotta hate on Michelangelo, man? Him and Leo are tied for my favorite turtle. Why you gotta hate on? He wasn't dropped on his head. He's just unique. He's the party dude.
The obvious choice was the true blue Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, close enough. Of all the turtles, Leonardo was the most studious.
Full name Leonardo Splinter Son. I like that they do that. You know, like Thor's name is Thor Odin's son because he's Thor, the son of Odin. Leonardo is Leonardo Splinter Son because he's the son of Splinter. 5'2", 170 pounds, leader and eldest of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Traditional and spiritual, is skilled in blacksmithing. Likes pizza, meditation, video games, new age music, and watching space heroes.
And focused when it came to Splinter's lessons, and soon adopted the principles of Bushido.
Kind of weird since that's a samurai code and he's a ninja, but
Yeah,
whatever.
that is
The
weird.
tenets of Bushido have evolved over the centuries, but it essentially boils down to 8 virtues: righteousness, courage, compassion, respect, honesty, honor, duty, and self-control. All of which frankly describes Leonardo to a T.
AKA,
Yeah.
he's super dedicated to being a goody two-shoes. And he's a badass when it comes to fighting. He's like the Bruce Lee of reptiles. And since he's a turtle, Leo's got super speed and super strength.
I'm not sure the science checks out on that one.
He's
Yeah.
also got that super tough shell and some radical ninja weapons.
Right, but before we go any further, we should address that there are multiple iterations of Leonardo across different media and timelines. As none of them can really be considered the main one, we're taking all standard versions into account, or anything that's reasonable, consistent, or viable across his multiple histories.
So
Okay, so like you did with the Splinter versus Silver Samurai episode.
we're not including anything that's too out of the ordinary, like those weird double mutations or that time he became a goddamn dragon. I mean, good on you, Leo, but that's a little out of your typical wheelhouse.
Leonardo is a master of Niten Ichiryu, a Japanese fighting style using twin katana.
Ninjakin swords, Mystic Odachi, Shuriken and Kunai, smoke bombs, grapple gun, Tonto, and the Yumi bow.
Although Leo's swords are typically a more recent variant called Ninjakin, basically just katana without the curve.
Still way better than wielding tiny forks or a literal stick. Seriously, who picked out the other turtle's weapons?
Leonardo's Ninjakin are incredibly deadly, even sharp enough to slice through metal.
But he still finds ways to break those things all the time. Good
Facts,
thing he's
bro.
also got kunai, smoke bombs, shuriken, climbing claws, grappling guns, hell, most of the Batman-approved gear. In his
Yeah.
latest outing, he's even got this Odachi, basically the claymore of ninja swords, but it's super special.
Right, with a swing of the blade, it can open portals that can take its wielder anywhere from across the room or all the way to Tahiti.
Time for a vacation! Yeah!
Oh, be careful! Bending the rules of space could be catastrophic.
Yeah, relax, Wiz. I totally have what it takes to pull this off. Okay, maybe I'll go with the staycation instead.
Probably for the best. Weapons aside, Leonardo has proved skilled enough to master rare ninjutsu.
Ninjutsu, Kenjutsu, Niten Ichiru, Shuriken Jutsu, Pressure Point Fighting, Qigong Technique, and the Healing Hands Technique.
Knowledge such as the Healing Hands Mantra, a meditation technique.
Say goodbye to that nasty migraine or pesky stab wound.
Not quite potent enough to heal fatal wounds, but useful nonetheless.
Other than that, the dude's fast enough to outrun explosions and has even dodged lightning.
Officially became a Jonin or Ninja Master, survived a normally fatal stabbing, restrained Krang Prime with a chain, crushed a monster cockroach, dodged the power of lightning, killed Shredder in multiple timelines, and has defeated Karai, the Ultimate Ninja, Tiger Claw, and Ra's al Ghul.
This enemy in particular was specifically granted the power of a storm, implying these bolts are comparable to natural lightning. Therefore, Leonardo must be able to react to things 280 times faster than sound.
Ha! And you thought turtles were slow. Also, he's strong enough to push over a giant pillar to crush a cockroach monster, go toe-to-toe with Baron Draxum, who survived this explosion, and held open the jaws of a monster-fied T-Rex.
The Tyrannosaurus is theorized to have had a bite force of 12,800 pounds per square inch. 6 times more.
This particular creature's bite force was likely even stronger as it was a larger mutated version created by Baxter Stockman.
More powerful than an alligator.
And best of all, even across multiple timelines, good old Leo is usually the one to take down the turtle's biggest villain and least useful kitchen utensil, the Shredder. No wonder he's the leader. Leo's a boss.
Sure, he may have a habit of questioning his own abilities and decisions, but hey, he's a teenager. Par for the course.
One thing's for sure, he's a mean, green fighting machine who's always up for a shell of a good time.
Taste cold steel!
After 10,000 years, the evil interstellar witch Rita Repulsa was finally released from her long-standing prison.
Which, and I need to point this out, was an actual space dumpster.
Yep.
Gross! No wonder she was so pissed off that she decided to attack Earth on the spot.
To combat her vile magics, the good-natured sage in a tube Zordon sought out a team of heroes, and for whatever reason, specifically requested 5 overbearing and over-emotional humans.
Or, yeah.
Not teenagers!
I feel ya, Invader Zim.
Yeah,
The 5
why?
teens connected to the Morphin Grid, an energy field that transformed them into the mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Go, go, Power Rangers!
I
never get tired of doing that.
That's
And
just
that
awesome.
wasn't cool enough. Each ranger was bonded to a giant robot dinosaur. There was the blue Triceratops,
The best
yellow
one.
saber-toothed tiger, the black mastodon, the pink pterodactyl, and finally, the red Tyrannosaurus.
This would go to the Red Ranger and leader of the team, Jason Lee Scott.
Jason was a pretty chill and level-headed guy, and already good enough at martial arts to be.
Comment your fucking favorite original Megazord down below. Not counting Tigerzord or Dragonzord. Mine is definitely, like I said, just said the Triceratops. Anyways, full name is Jason Lee Scott, 5'8", 167 pounds, leader of the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. Morphs, Mighty Morphin Red, Gold Zeo, and Omega Red. Likes teaching, hard rock, hip hop, and sushi. Actually, speaking of other morphs, while you're down there commenting your favorite sword, comment your favorite series. Mine would probably be a tie between either the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, because it's the original and like has the most nostalgic factor for me, or the oh my god, what was it called? The Jungle Fury series, where they're like working for that guy named RJ or whatever in like a pizza shop, and they're like, their suits are colored, but they're not like the Red Ranger, the Blue Ranger, the Yellow Ranger. They're like the Tiger Ranger and stuff like that. I like that one.
Teaching classes.
He's skilled in Kenpo, Taekwondo, Judo, and notably the more unknown Shinkido, a mix of karate and Japanese sword fighting.
And he dabbled in hip-hop keto. But to get all the martial arts skill he'd ever need, all he's gotta do is hold out that mighty power coin and yell,
It's morphin' time!
Oh, yeah. Chills, man. Every time.
Yeah.
Morphing into his Red Ranger form did indeed grant Jason an unprecedented level of martial arts mastery. Even Billy, the Blue Ranger, who barely knew any martial arts at all, became a fist-fighting master after morphing.
Oh yeah, for sure. Dude was awesome. And he could barely throw a punch as a regular guy. And Power Sword, Blade Blaster, Wrist Communicator, Teleportation. Yeah, that should just be teleportation to the base or whatever, right though? The command center. Superhuman strength, superhuman speed, protection via the morphing grid.
Speed and strength to superhuman levels. And see those sparks? That's the morphin grid taking hits for him.
Yep.
And it'll keep doing that until it's overloaded from too many attacks. Good guy Grid over here. Where do I get one?
Jason is a powerhouse, focusing on strong, high-impact moves like his Power Punch to send foes flying across the battlefield.
And he can use the energy of the grid to take a bite out of Putty with his Tyrannosaurus Charge. But when punches and kicks aren't enough, he's got a bunch of colorful weapons that definitely aren't toys, no matter how plasticky they look.
Like his Wrist Communicator, which doubles as a teleporter.
And the Blade Blaster is both a knife and a gun. A gun knife. A knife.
And for tougher fights, he can...
Alright, Wiz, what's the over-under on my modification here working?
Dude.
Are you
what
sure
the
about
fuck?
this? We already have enough holes in the floor.
Oh, please, Wiz, I know what
Yep. Yep.
I'm okay!
Bro.
For tougher fights, Jason can also summon the Power Sword, a unique blade that can slice through even the most powerful of monsters. It's also a key component to the Power Blaster.
Which is, let me guess here, powerful.
Yes. The Power Blaster
Doesn't matter how strong the power blaster is, he can't use it because he doesn't have his friends to make the thing.
can destroy creatures even the dinosaurs have trouble with.
Though Power Ranger rules keep them from busting out the big guns right away.
Right, they technically cannot escalate a fight, so
Yeah.
unless the more powerful weapons are deemed necessary, they are generally considered off limits.
So dumb.
Yeah, for all those who wonder why they always fight, like in every Power Ranger show, they always fight the minions in their base form without transforming or morphing or whatever. That's why. Is because they can't escalate a fight, and they can kind of fight the freaking minions with just a regular kung fu. Like I feel like for example in this one, the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, the putties, if it was just putties that Rita was sending to take over the world, I feel like the police and army and anyone with a gun probably has a decent chance of taking them out. It wouldn't work. But it's the other guys. Once they show up, they have no choice but to transform.
Regardless, the Red Ranger is incredibly impressive even without his weapons.
He's strong enough to lift boulders way bigger than him.
Scaling this boulder to Jason's own height, we can estimate it weighs a little over 69 tons.
The mainline Power Ranger comics are similar to the original show, just a modern take. Much like how the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle have been recreated as similar variations across multiple media throughout the decades.
Nice.
And the Yellow Ranger, who has the same basic powers as Jason, pushed around a much larger boulder that, when using the same scaling method, appears to weigh over 11,000 tons.
These two can run so fast.
Bench 3,000 reps in a single day, lifted a 69-ton boulder. Nice. Really, guys? Survived the command center exploding, which it does a lot. Halted Rita's destruction of Earth. Led a Ranger army against Lord Draxon. Is it Drakon? Or Drak... I think it's Drakon. Lord Drakon. Defeated Tommy Oliver, Goldar, the Machine Emperor, King Spinks. Either way, this is like an evil Tommy Oliver from another fucking timeline where he stayed as the evil Green Ranger and then like killed Rita and took over, became like the new bad guy. And, like hunted down the Power Rangers, stole their coins, made like an army of like a Power Ranger like force or whatever, like a bunch of cops and stuff like that that are powered by the morphing grid.
They kick up huge clouds of dust behind them. And in a later series, Power Rangers in space! The Rangers could keep pace with the supercar Storm Blaster.
Technically, every Ranger draws from the same source of power, the morphing grid, so it's fair to at least compare Jason to other Ranger teams. Like when the SPD Green Ranger chucked a car through the air.
Red is
the fucking... Oh my god, the
teams.
animation.
Like when the SPD Green Ranger chucked a car
Just a fucking stock photo, man.
through the air.
Red is quick enough to dodge lightning, at least for a...
In the Boone comics, the Yellow Ranger performed a similar feat as the SPD Green Ranger by throwing a vehicle at a monster.
bit and tough enough to survive the Power Ranger Command Center exploding while he was inside. That's not even the first time the place blew up. Man, that building's seriously been through the ringer.
To be fair, it's important to remember that the Ranger powers are not permanent, and his connection to the morphing grid has limits. If he takes enough damage and loses his morph, Jason goes back to being a normal human being, albeit one who is a talented fighter in his own right.
But with the glorious red spandex and Robo T-Rex at his back, the power lies on his side.
You wanna fight? You got it!
Yeah.
Alright, the combatants are set, and we've run the data through all possibilities.
At first, Blue Apron? Yeah, Blue Apron. Alrighty. Fight! Oh no! He killed his pizza!
Dude! Sorry, I'm late for... Wanna free this monsters!
Who? Give me a break. You're the monster for ruining my pizza. Time to take out the trash.
It's morphin' time! Don't count me out yet!
Nice.
That's turtle power!
Power sword! Don't blaze me for not being impressed!
Really, dude?
The fucking 90s puns. I think Jason has got this, but I wouldn't be upset if Leo won. I saw that coming.
Audacious.
Swords always get broken. Oh, nice.
Cheap shot!
Rin Pyo Tosha.
Oh, he's healing.
Yo! What are you doing down there?
Sorry, Tights. I'm all healed up. Behold the immortal turtle!
That's bogus!
That's bogus.
I love being a turtle!
Hell yeah. Oh, nice. Oh. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, that's what I thought was gonna happen.
That was bonkers.
KO! Looks like Leo totally didn't see that coming.
Are you gonna keep reusing that one, or should I expect something new?
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
sorry, do you want me to shell out some more puns?
Fine, fine. Leonardo certainly had more martial arts experience than Jason, and he was likely a bit faster, as we've seen him dodge lightning more reliably.
But the
If it were
experience
just
doesn't
up to
really
those
matter.
two factors, the Ninja Turtle may have won.
But you know there's more to it. Sure, Leo had some super tough defense on his side, but Jason had the oomph to crack that shell.
First of all, Leonardo's superior training was a moot point, as Jason's morph granted him a broad mastery of martial arts talent automatically.
Kinda cheap if you ask me, but that's Power Rangers for you.
But
Fair.
let's talk numbers. Giving Leonardo the benefit of the doubt, we scaled his level of toughness to his recurring villain Baron Draxum.
Who's fought Leo a bunch of times? Remember how Draxum survived his lab exploding? That's definitely the best durability feat Leo could possibly match.
By scaling the lab to the height of the characters, then deducing the size of the explosion itself, its explosive yield must equal about 12 tons of TNT.
Pretty impressive.
Damn.
But then we used the same method on the control center exploding while Jason was inside.
It's way bigger.
And it came out to 550 tons of TNT.
45 times greater than Leonardo.
So clearly Jason was much tougher, but we still had to find their overall strength. To do that, we compared Leo's bug-crushing pillar to the Rangers bowling with boulders.
Using granite as an average potential density and scaling the pillar.
Jason's successor, Rocky, once used the same powers as him. As Jason's successor, Rocky, used the same powers as him and could contend with Rito Revolta, who was strong enough to destroy the Thunder Megazord and White Tiger Sword, as well as survive an explosion many times larger than the command center.
Similar to Leonardo's height, it appears to weigh about 240 metric tons.
Still impressive, but way less than the 11,000-ton boulder. The Red Ranger couldn't just crack that shell, he could make turtle soup out of it.
Leonardo held some advantages in speed and skill, making this fight far from one-sided. However, Jason's superior strength, arsenal, and powers quickly turned the tide.
His Ranger of abilities does what Leonardo don't.
The winner is Jason, the Red Ranger.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Alrighty. Come back next time. It'll be the 25th episode. Bit of a not milestone. That's why I skipped over this fight. We're gonna save it. Sure, it's gonna be pretty funny. Um, that being said, that's going to be it for this episode. So go to Death Battle, check out their videos, subscribe to them, like and subscribe to me, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace out.